just, to show off how you're not supposed to do it, I'll,
To show off the wrong way,
yeah,
let's put on
put on the stupid armor.
the useless shit armor.
It really is useless in this game, too.
Yeah,
They shipped the game without poise mechanics for
yeah.
some reason.
What is it with the last two Dark Souls games and being shipped without features, like on accident? Like Dark Souls 2 shipped without its lighting engine,
Uh-huh.
and Dark Souls 3 shipped without the poise mechanic, which is the only thing in Dark Souls 3 that would make heavy armor and heavy equipment viable.
Yeah.
Is poise. That's your each piece of armor or a piece of equipment's individual ability to allow you to withstand attack without stagger. So it
Yeah.
allows you to complete heavy attacks. So without that, you could imagine, and you'd be right, that heavy weapons and heavy gear would be pointless without poise, and it is.
Yeah.
They need to patch it back in, and I think they might. So with Dark Souls 3 as it stands right now, you're better off just equipping a shield that absorbs 100% damage, a fast one-handed weapon, like a straight sword,
Yeah.
and very light gear, and then just go at it.
There was also this thing that people were complaining about. I never did PvP, but this was apparently a problem where the S-stock and the rapier, like the straight thrusting swords, they would stun way too easily,
Yeah.
and that's still the case. I beat the entire game by doing that.
Yeah.
Just like with a regular S-stock, and
I played 90% of
silly.
the game with the Irithyll straight sword thing. One of the swords you find really early on.
yeah.
And I just upgraded that all the way, and it was perfect. Heavy weapons are really hard to use in this.
Oh, whoops.
I was disappointed with this kind of because this boss has a cool looking
Whoops. Shit.
transformation later,
Yeah.
but it seems like they just forgot about it. Like I thought this was going to be a theme of the game, right?
Yeah.
Like with things transforming in this way, and then they just didn't do it anymore. A few enemies did it, and then they just forgot about it. It sucks.
Ah, shit. That didn't work.
You'll see it in a minute if this guy is good enough to abuse the cheap, scummy armor and then actually get him to his second form. He's scamming the game right now, as far as I'm concerned.
But,
this is a dirty scam. You're supposed to do it naked. Whoever heard of playing Souls with equipment? Like, whoever did that, it's disgusting.
Oh, whoops. Keep doing things wrong.
Yeah. Look at this. Isn't that cool looking? Yeah, and then one other regular enemy that you meet in the environment starts doing this type of thing, transformation like that, and then nothing else did it, really. They just kind of forgot about it. You might get it.
Ah, if I stop doing that. Damn it. There.
Yeah, there you go.
It's hard to tell when he's attacking when most of his body is off the screen. Dark Souls 2 had a lot of bosses like that.
Yeah.
Yep. There was just a lot of stuff, and most of it had something to complain about. That's that entire game. This seems to fix all of it,
Yeah.
except for like the little balance issues like that every game has.
I wish it was a little bit less linear.
Oh yeah,
It's
it's certainly
Got the feeling of just going from one area to the next, kind of, a little.
and a lot of the areas look really similar.
Yeah.
And like with the architecture and the gravestones everywhere, it looks a lot like Bloodborne too.
Yeah, there's a lot of Bloodborne in this.
Yeah.
Uh,
A lot of just slightly modified Bloodborne assets.
Complete with the typos from Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Do you think they should go back to the Demon Souls way of doing it? And having it set up like Mega Man? Where you just pick a robot master and you just go into that stage?
Well, I hope this is the last Dark Souls game.
Yeah, no, I don't want anything more like this.
Yeah. They should make Demon Souls 2 that's put together the same way. Maybe make it more slow and defensive. Just for something different. Because then they'd have that and Bloodborne running alongside. And,
I remember,
I'd be fine with that.
Is it just me, or are these games not hard at all? Like, I think it, like, I played the Neo demo.
Yeah.
That, it was an alpha for a game that's basically a Souls ripoff, developed by, Tecmo, I believe. And, it was a million times harder than this.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering, is that just because I'm not used to it? And is that how normal people feel when they try Dark Souls for the first time? And that's why it's still selling so well? Like, they still get something out of it? Like, I play this and it just feels like some hack and slash. I don't know.
Neo,
That's Ni-OH,
yeah.
in case you're wondering.
I vaguely remember my first experience with Demon Souls, and it wasn't nearly... Like, I liked how punishing it was,
Yeah.
but it wasn't nearly as hard as Neo.
Yeah, Neo
Neo is almost Ninja Gaiden hard.
busted my balls. I beat the first boss and got the Mark of the Conqueror.
Uh-huh.
So I've secured my free DLC when the game comes out. And I think I'm going to buy it. It was nuts, that first boss. It was like one of those bosses where you finally get there and you're like, I'm not supposed to fight this, am I? And then you really are, and it's not a prank.
Uh-huh.
And it's something that looks like you shouldn't be able to fight. Because depending on the enemies you were fighting up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I remember just every single thing about Demon Souls. Because it was so hard for me back then, right?
Yeah.
I remember the Tower of Latria. I remember the Man-Eaters. I remember Flame Lurker.
Uh-huh. I remember just thinking Flame Worker was impossible. I had to summon for it every single time.
Yeah, man. I remember Demon Souls was just crazy back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And now, as the games go on, I find that, like, with the Soul series, I don't think I've been challenged with it since Ornstein and Smoke. Like, I don't feel like it ruined my day. Like,
Yeah.
since Ornstein and Smoke.
Yeah.
And that was a fight in Dark Souls 1, right? Like, I just didn't find that I got depressed. Like, I didn't find that I got depressed from this. Like, Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 depressed me.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to go through this, a lot of Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne, without getting angry.
Yeah.
Am I just past it or something?
I don't know.
I can't really get mad. I just keep trying until I win.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know,
Maybe I'm just over it. Like,
This and Bloodborne were way easy. Like, Dark Souls 2 had the enemy spam, which is kind of cheap. And that for that reason, it was frustrating, but not really depressing. And this and Bloodborne were more impressive than depressive.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But Demon Souls 1, like Demon Souls, I mean, shows its age. You know,
Yeah,
I go back and play it all the time, and it's rough.
yeah.
But I don't know if pound for pound, if it's still harder, because so much of that was just me, and not being used to this type of game. Like,
Yeah.
it was such a new genre when it came out. It really felt like it was something completely different.
Mm-hmm. I liked the fact that the checkpoints were at the opposite end of a level.
Yeah.
Because like you had to find a way to run from one end to the other.
This game
every time
is
you tried.
really shitty with its checkpoints, and I mean, it's too easy with its checkpoints. There's a point in this game where you can see the next checkpoint
Yeah.
from the last checkpoint you're at. You can
Uh-huh.
see two checkpoints at one time. That should never be. It's lazy and stupid, and they
Uh-huh.
gotta stop. Like,
And like you start to expect it too.
yeah,
Like once I start running out of Estus, I know there's a bonfire coming
yeah,
up.
that's stupid. You
Yeah.
shouldn't do that. Um, uh, Back in the day in Demon Souls, and I went back and I replayed it, and I just had a revelation of just how crazy the checkpoints were in that.
Yeah.
You have to walk. You fight a boss. You fight Phalanx in Boletaria in the first area,
Hmm.
and you have to walk from that boss fight room all the way to the Tower Knight. There's nothing in between.
Yeah.
You have to walk the whole way. You have to dodge a dragon's fire breath. You have to dodge hordes of wolves that have never been, like, that have always been weaker in each successive game.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have extremely powerful wolves in Demon Souls. You have to dodge hordes and hordes of enemies, like normal enemies. You have to dodge a bunch of blue-eyed knights, and I think a red-eyed knight somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you get to the boss.
Hmm.
There's nothing like that since. Some things in Dark Souls 1 were kind of like that, but nothing ever was like that, I think.
Yeah.
Again, Demon Souls was by far the most brutal with its checkpoints. There was nothing else like that. You had to get serious to do that.
Oh
And
yeah.
as soon as you die at the beginning and you go to the Nexus, you'll lose half your health, and you can only get that health back once you prove that you don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That always has amazed me as soon as I
You
started
kind
playing
of
it.
like the downside to that. I mean, I really liked it, but the downside to it was that you needed to be online for it to be fair. I mean, you lose half your health, and I mean, what option you have?
You have the
if
cling
you're-
ring.
Yeah, I know, but what option do you have other than going online and trying to fight a boss?
Getting
Like
good. Get good, faggot. Get good.
It's
Is this still online?
still online?
Is
What?
it?
What do you mean?
Demon Souls.
Oh, I don't know. Have you played it online?
Uh, I don't know. I mean,
Oh, shit.
the last time I played
They
it
tricked
was like a month ago, and I can't remember if it was online or not. But I mean,
Damn.
that game came out in like 2009. Do you think they're going to re-release it for the 10-year anniversary?
I'm hoping for a re-release.
That's only 3 years from now.
I mean, yeah, FromSoft really likes just releasing stuff, so I think they might do that. I mean, they don't like re-releasing stuff. I've never seen them do that before, but
Oh, well, there was...
they like to have games coming out anyway.
They re-released Dark Souls 2 on the PS4 and this gen. Do you know that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just go back to the bonfire.
And they re-released like versions of all their games with the DLC. Of course, Demon Souls didn't have any DLC. It should. Imagine if they gave Demon Souls DLC now.
Yeah, but don't re-release it. Take out your PS3.
Hmm.
Well,
Oh man, I wish I had it on my PS4.
yeah. Something that this game added, a feature I really enjoy is when you two-hand a weapon, you can press L2 to use a special skill that consumes stamina
Yeah.
or consumes
FP,
FP. They call
which
it.
is
Yeah.
the same bar that magic will consume, and pyromancies and miracles.
Yeah.
So every weapon now has a special move. Yeah.
Yeah. That's about all there is to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the first two games, each spell had just a number of uses. And this time they went back to mana, which only Demon Souls used. but now everything uses it, which is kind of strange.
It even stuff other than pyromancies in Dark Souls 1 had a number of uses.
I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember there being a mana bar.
Hmm.
Because that's why I stopped using magic.
Oh.
Because you couldn't replenish it. I mean, you could only replenish it for one spell at a time. It's kind of lame.
I want a new Souls game that feels like Demon Souls in the way that every single boss fight I fought in Demon Souls, I think, and every inch of progress that I made felt like I was cheating. Because I
Yeah.
had to find a way to cheat to win.
Uh huh.
And you had to find a way to break it every time or you couldn't win.
Yeah.
It was that hard. Like, for the Flame Lurker, I had to cast a spell that put a water shield over me so I can handle the fire damage. And then I had to put a ring on to fight fire damage. And then I had to put fire resistant gear on.
Yeah.
And then go in and try to get Flame Lurker trapped on geometry. Did you ever do that to beat him?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only way I could do it. Like,
Uh-huh.
it's brutal. Right? And every fight, it felt like you had to cheat. And old King Doran, uh, I still cannot beat him normally. I have to cheat with Poison Mist.
Yeah.
There is no way to beat him normally.
Yeah.
Like, it's the old king in Demon Souls is a secret boss in that. I guarantee you, if you try to fight it normally, fair and square, it's the hardest fight ever in a Souls game, bar none. Because he wears a ring that gives him a whole shitload more stamina, so he doesn't abide by stamina.
Yeah.
And they turned off his AI stupidity, so he knows exactly when to hit you
Whoa,
at all
jeez.
times, and he'll go for the crazy attacks that are just perfectly timed at all times, and it's just insane. Like, I thought it was a joke when I first saw him, and how little damage I did, and how much damage he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's hidden in an area right at the beginning of the game, in Boletaria.
Yeah.
Again, dragons have been relegated to a like a stage hazard.
Yeah. Yeah.
They always seem to be in Souls. I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
They just like that so much.
Well, like I said, Dark Souls 2 had the dragon boss, but it was the one everyone hated. Oh, it had two dragons. Never mind. One of them was a secret boss, and one was a regular boss, and the secret was universally hated, and the non-secret one was alright.
I find myself going for the backstab so much more in this.
Yeah.
I just find that it's the only way just to kill shitheads in this. I got through the first Demon Souls entirely with super heavy armor, a big ass shield, and a spear, and being extremely defensive.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, and then I just
You can't do that in this game because there's no poise.
yeah.
And they said they're gonna fix it. That means it's a real thing that they forgot to put in or something.
Yeah, and it also means this game is going to feel completely different soon,
Yeah.
which is weird. Everyone's already beaten the game pretty much,
Well,
experiencing it one way.
My first run was I just on a whim picked, knowing nothing about it, picked dexterity and intelligence with no heavy armor and focus on speed, and it's a straight sword, and that was apparently all the overpowered stuff, all the stuff that wasn't broken in a bad way. So yeah, I just made the right decision. There's no Drake sword in this one, too.
Yeah, there's no amazingly overpowered sword that you can get right at the beginning.
Hmm.
Like in Dark Souls 1, if the dragon stage hazard in that game, if you shot its tail enough with an arrow, like so you took out the bow and arrow and you just spammed at its tail, eventually it would drop a thing called the Drake sword.
Yeah.
And people considered that easy mode
Hmm.
for Dark Souls 1 because it was that good that early on.
Yeah.
This game doesn't really have that. It has a number of weapons that are decent, right, for
Yeah.
the starting area that you can keep going with and upgrading. But it doesn't have that one super insanely broken weapon that's right at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I mean, on a whole, fast weapons are powerful in this. Like,
Yeah.
they're the best. Bar none.
That's because apparently inspired by Bloodborne, they made the enemies faster and sort of made a half-ass attempt to balance everything else, as usual.
I heard people talking about playing PvP and just having a normal fight.
Damn! Don't
The
do
fight
that.
going normally and not super broken. And then
Damn it! Stop.
when people's
God.
health, when the guy's health gets down to like 10%, the S-stocks come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And switch to the rapier type thing.
Yeah.
And then just have at it with R1. Just smash the R1 button.
Uh huh.
It's okay, fighting's over now. We're both almost dead. Switch to the broken weapons.
Mm-hmm. Dark Souls 2 was hilarious with its PvP.
Yeah,
I heard-
spin to win.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. They just got the, what was it, the dual-ended weapon that you
they
can just
had,
keep
like-
spinning?
They had dual-ended pole arms.
Yeah, so
and-
that people were just standing like that one fight at the end of Revenge of the Sith, where Obi-Wan and Anakin were just spinning their swords in front of one another
Yeah.
without hitting one another. They're just spinning to win. They're just, don't run into me or you'll die.
Uh-huh. And like they had like the netcode was so bad too that like people use magic just because they could exploit the number of objects on screen at once, and that would instantly slow down the game, and they'd be able to sneak in a backstab.
That's amazing.
Good God.
I like how, like every Souls game, low level PvP is combat like you'd see in a textbook describing medieval warfare, and then as soon as the soul level is like 100, it's just two bare naked people with a gigantic weapon rolling around.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like bare naked, wearing nothing, with one amazingly overpowered gigantic weapon,
Yeah.
rolling around at the speed of sound, trying to hit one another with a backstab.
Ugh.
The dragon got him for you, I think.
Well, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy'll eventually walk down here, so I can't stick around too long. Yeah, okay. Ah, Jesus. Ah.
Should have backstab there.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you miss the backstabs. Sometimes he starts pulling back as if he's about to do a backstab, and then the enemy turns around and blocks it. I think that's intentional. Damn it. Here.
This guy's giving me about as hard of a time as you would get from a boss, this fella.
Yeah. Well, these guys are still kind of tough. Also, I'd never used a spear in a long-ass time. Oh, God. Damn it.
I miss having a torch. Like I had in Bloodborne. How you could always have a torch going in the other hand because the one-handed weapon was always the best in the right hand.
Well, there's no reason to use it because it has a different lighting engine.
Yeah, but there's some areas that are dark later.
There's like one or two areas that are dark, yeah. It's really lame. I'm not okay with this. Not alright with this situation.
I wonder is there going to be a Bloodborne 2? I like the marketing for Bloodborne so much more than this. I hate Bandai Namco and the way they handle this. They leak everything. And everything comes up in ads and stuff.
Ah, shit.
Reveal all the secrets. In Bloodborne, it felt like nothing was revealed until it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't so friggin' tongue-in-cheek like this now.
Yeah, that's something that I kind of had in the back of my mind, but I couldn't put into words. It's
this feels like a parody of itself.
Yeah, it's tongue-in-cheek.
Every
almost.
single item description is a reference to a past game, kind of.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, why? Like, it's just stupid. Like, it's insipid.
Yeah.
It thinks it's a lot cooler with its story than it really is.
Well, also the final boss is a direct reference to Gwyn from Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, I saw some screenshots and I was like, wow, I just thought it was Gwyn in the kiln of the first flame.
Yeah.
But
and it does take place in the kiln of the first flame, too.
Why? It shouldn't. It's so stupid. I remember that. It wasn't that long ago.
But, like, the character is the new Gwyn. Like, that,
yeah,
he's in his position. His social status, so makes sense that it makes sense that he's in the same place.
He's the person who linked the fire or whatever.
Yeah. And it took them this long to kill him, I guess, or something like.
Who cares about linking fire? Who cares?
Yeah, honestly.
Why is this a thing? Like in Bloodborne, everyone was fighting a disease, and I could relate a lot more to it.
Yeah.
And it was about medicine gone wrong, and it was so much better. What is linking the flame? I can't relate to
the
that.
bad ending in this game involves refusing to link the fire, creating a world without flame, and ending the horrible undead curse that's plaguing everybody.
Mm.
So it's almost a good thing. Like you're just putting a stop to all this medieval fighting that's going on. 'Cause that's all life is anymore in this world.